Anna.
I lived in constant fear and terror that at any point in time this man was going to kill me.
Anna, you home? Come with me.
No.
Come with Daddy.
That's where my last shred of sanity went.
No.
I've been incarcerated 14 years now. You know, when I originally came in, I'm a very high-profile case. People have heard the worst of the worst of the worst. People whispering, oh, there's so-and-so, and this is what she did.
A lot of people gossip and talk about long-termers cases behind their backs, and rumors get started. You'll hear about certain crimes, you know, it's like, wow, that really happened?
Oh, I'm ready to go, ma'am.
For English, press 1. Please wait while your call is being connected.
Despite the horrible things and the tragedy, one amazing thing is that my daughter and I have been able to stay bonded despite it all. Every day. I miss my daughter. How are you?
Oh, I love you so much.
My daughter, October, she was 6 when my crime happened. She is bordering 20 now. Okay, so what's going on? Tell me everything.
Okay, well, I just found out.
How do you be a mom in 2 hours? It's hard.
I finally got Jurassic Park. But how it starts out is you're at an airport with these 2 boys. One of them is your
October has excelled beyond my wildest dreams. She has blossomed into a beautiful, talented young woman.
I think you just like to watch those movies on purpose because this gives you an excuse to hook up with your boyfriend.
My only concern with October is maybe her choices in relationships. October has a boyfriend. I think it's an on-again, off-again thing, which clearly brings concern for me because that's part of the pattern of bad relationships.
The movie theaters do it.
I feel that I have to do whatever it is I'm capable of doing so that she absolutely does not make the mistakes that I've made, particularly with relationships. The only way that we can make room for something new, something bigger, something better in our lives sometimes is letting go of the thing that doesn't serve us anymore. I talk to her, I try to instill the wisdom that I've incurred from my bad choices into her. Get with people who are on the same path that you're on. Get with people who think the way that you think, who believe that the way you believe, who have that same level of gut passion and instinct that you have. I want to be a mom, you know? I want to give her good advice, but how in the hell do you mother a child from prison? How do you do it? So many women in this circumstance just feel that they're trash and their life is worthless and meaningless. Maybe you did make some bad choices to get here, but now your life is in your own hands and you can make different choices and you can transform the person that you are into the person you were always meant to be. And that's what I do now.
Hello, friend.
Hi, what are you doing? Before we read, a few things I need to tell you. I've been a card reader and a palmist most of my life. In here, that's sort of taken on new depth and dimensions. Okay, so I want you to take the cards, spend a few moments, put your energy in them. At least once a day, somebody in this prison comes up to me and asks me to interpret a dream or read their energy, or could I do their cards? Pretty much, if you have a question, I'm the one they're gonna send you to.
Not being able to be with your family is the worst thing about prison. Not being able to hug your mom when she's sick, hold your kid when you want to, it's torture.
Everybody here is the same. We're all hurting. We all have hopes and wishes and families somewhere.
There's not a minute in a day that I'm not thinking about her.
Okay, so October came to see me the other day.
Has something happened new?
To sit and to talk with someone about trying to parent from prison, it helps lift and remove that burden.
You know, she likes to just sort of gloss over what may or may not be happening with the boyfriend. Grace
October has an on-again, off-again boyfriend that I really wish she didn't have.
Oh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I have given her every piece of wisdom I've incurred along this journey.
Yeah.
It's important to me that October chooses better relationships because I'm one of the worst case scenarios of what can happen.
In prison, you have to come to some acceptance, and then you have to build your life around that.
I used to blame other people, but I've since learned that I omitted the things I thought would make me bad, but in fact, they would have just made me human. Everybody has their thing. Everybody's got that thing that they must get through, or that they must move past.
I want to share my story, but my body physically responds as though what originally happened is now happening again, right now. Bam, I'm in a flashback. I was charged with murder and sentenced to 55 years. That night was almost 14 years ago, and I have been here ever since. It doesn't get any easier. Having to deal with the reality every day that he took me to that level, you know?